Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Back again. So we're going to go down a little bit of memory lane. Obama, 2014. We had this sergeant named Bergdell. Guy was a deserter. We literally traded 5 known Taliban members. I'm pulling up the story right now, so I have it on the top of my head. Take you guys down a little bit. But yeah, so well, the Obama administration exchanged 5 Taliban prisoners from Guantanamo Bay for U.S. Army Sergeant Bo Bergdahl on May 31st, 2014. In a Rose Garden ceremony announcing Bergdahl's return to the U.S., President Barack Obama said, "As Commander-in-Chief, I am proud of the service members who recovered Sergeant Bergdahl and brought him safely out of harm's way. As usual, they performed with extraordinary courage and professionalism, and they have made their nation proud." Bergdahl was accused of deserting his unit before being captured by Taliban forces in Afghanistan in 2009. On March 25, 2015, Bergdahl was formally charged with desertion by the U.S. Army. So this guy was a deserter, and we traded 5 terrorists. 5 leading terrorists for this guy. On December 14, 2015, General Robert Abrams, commanding General Forces Command, announced Bergdahl was recommended for trial by General Court-Martial. Bergdahl was also accused of misbehavior before the enemy, among other things, running away, abandoning military property, which it was his duty to defend, endangering the safety of the command, unit, place, or military property, and displaying cowardly conduct in front of the enemy, which all constitute misbehavior before the enemy according to Article 99 of the Uniform Code of Military Justice. UCMJ. It's not something to fuck around with. Yeah, people want to play the game of fuck around and find out, they are not the ones to play that game with. On October 16, 2017, Bergdahl pleaded guilty to the charges of desertion and misbehavior before an enemy. Bergdahl said, "I understand that leaving was against the law. By pleading guilty, Bergdahl avoided a trial, but he had a sentencing hearing where his fellow service members who were wounded while searching for him testified." On November 3rd, 2017, a military judge, Army Colonel Jeffrey R. Nance, said that Bergdahl would not serve time in prison for leaving his post in Afghanistan. He was given a dishonorable discharge, a reduction in rank to private, and had to forfeit pay equal to $1,000 per month for 10 months. Yeah. This was the one time where I agreed with John McCain. John McCain criticized Obama's decision to trade 5 prisoners for Bergdahl. Now, do not get me wrong, I was not a fan of John McCain. And people are going to be like, well, he was a war hero, blah, blah, blah. He was a POW, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the guy was also called Songbird McCain for a reason. Moving forward, that's all I'm going to say about that, because if I say any more, I'm going to get a bunch of Republicans jumping down my throat, calling me a liberal, which I'm going to let you know right now. Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal, you're the same side of or different side of the same fucking coin. Literally. You realize, I was just having this conversation with a coworker. This is how I see things, and it might just be my perspective of how I'm seeing it, but whenever a Republican gets a win, all of a sudden, the Democrats get a win, Republicans get a win all of a sudden, shortly thereafter. Why does that happen? Here's what I think, and if there are people who are more educated on this, go ahead and drop a comment and give me a source to prove that I'm wrong on this. But here's how I see it happening. Hey, I'm making money as a Republican candidate, or not even candidate, but as a Republican official who is in office. I am making money off of my supporters because I am still in office. You, Democrat, or vice versa, Democrat saying this to Republican, you're making money, give me a win, I give you a win, scratch my back, I scratch your back, so therefore we both continue to make money off of the American people while doing what they want. I'm going to get Republicans jumping down my throat, and I'm going to get Democrats jumping down my throat telling me I'm a racist because I'm calling out Obama. Anyway, moving on. 2021. So, 2021, all of a sudden, 4 of those 5 Taliban leaders get arrested because guess what they went and did? Went right back to being the Taliban. All of a sudden, the conservative nut jobs, conspiracy theorists, I was one of those conspiracy theorists, by the way, not conservative, just a conspiracy theorists, who were saying, oh, this is what they're going to go back and do, and all the other people were saying, no, they won't go and do that. They went right back and did it. Score one again for, I'm not even a conspiracy theorist, I'm more of a, shit's not adding up a fist. Yeah. Like, we really thought it was a good idea to release 5 terrorists for a deserter? We have ways way back in the day, old army, how we dealt with desertion. Firing squad comes to mind. Now, I'm going to get a lot of people who are going to hate on me for that, saying, well, he wasn't mentally fit, blah, 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 blah. I am in no way, shape, or form trying to say that he was not mentally fit to have a position that he had. I honestly believe he was not mentally fit, and I believe that fell on his chain of command that they did not see that he was mentally fit for the position in which he held. But that's the problem with the military in today's world. You're in for so much time. Okay, we're going to send you off to these classes. You pass those classes. Okay, here's your rank. Because we have to make it fair for everybody. I'm going to get into that in a second. Like, I'm not just going to talk politics. I'm going to go into the military and talk about some of the shit they're doing. It's just like retardation. I'm going to get hate for saying that too. Moving on. Before I get blasted with the hate mail, because I'm about to, and I know it, and I just don't care. I have yet to get blasted with it. I've had a few people like blast me on Facebook because I did have it attached to my Facebook. Like, I had a Ranting Cowboy page, and I did get blasted down there a couple of times, like just private messages. I went into that in one video, few videos before, like talking about the fan mail I got. Literally had a guy like try telling me to like go off myself. Yeah, that was fun. Any bahuzo. Fast forward to this basketball chick dude thing. Yeah. Going kneel for the national anthem. I hate the national anthem. Oh, mind you, when Obama did that, it's going to bring this point up. When Obama did that, there was I believe he was a Marine. Don't quote me on that. I know he was a service member, but I believe he was a Marine in a Mexican jail. And we traded those 5 terrorists for this deserter instead of trading something or trying to go in and saving this service member. Cool story. Thanks, Mom. Thank you, Mama. God, I miss when Obama was actually in office, because then I could say thanks, Obama, for everything, and just blame him for everything, because, well, that's what we do as Americans. We always blame the president, which is hilarious, because the president does not have as much power as we try to make it sound like he does. Most of your problems are with Congress. Done that on another video. We'll continue to do that in other videos. That's not what this video is about, so we're going to continue on. So, mind that. We left this decorated actual hero to trade 5 Taliban leaders for 1 traitor, 1 deserter. Now, moving on to Biden. Obama was the president then, Biden was vice president. are we starting to see that they maybe Biden took too many pages of Obama's book yet? Because look at what just happened. We just traded another terrorist, weapons dealer, for this person who, oh, I hate America, I'm going to kneel for the national anthem, and I'm going to go bring in a bunch of marijuana and try to leave the country, and I got arrested. Please, America, come help. Hold up. The country you hate so much, the country you will not stand for their national anthem, the country you have literally said you will hide in the locker room so you don't have to be around when the national anthem is played, now you want our help. That's what we should have said. No, instead, oh, here's a weapons dealer. Here's a terrorist that you can have. Give her back. Oh, but there's also another decorated Marine being held in prison there. Give us a traitor. Give us the one who won't stand for our national anthem. Don't give us the one who fought for your right to kneel for that. Don't give us the one who fought for your right to disrespect that. Don't give us the one who gave you the right to disrespect those who came home underneath that flag. No, give us the one who doesn't care about all that. Why do us vets hate the government? This is why. Fuck you. Now, going into the Army, this is actually funny. Oh, first it started with when I was getting out and I was training troops. It started with don't swear at them. You can swear to them, just don't swear at them. That's what we're starting with. Found out that quickly got phased away because that doesn't work. Part of our job is to break you down mentally so that way we can build you, rebuild you. Yeah, we have to make you into something that's called an adult because you've probably been coddled your whole life. So now we need to fix that problem that your parents made for us. Just take it and just strangle that coddledness and just squeeze all the life out of the coddling. Coddling. There we go. Speech impediment, sorry. Coddling. And then build you. Here you go. And push you out of the fucking nest so that you can fly. Because your parents failed you. So we have to fix you. Oh, we're going to get rid of that. Is what the military told us. Army told us. Not the military, the Army. I can't speak for all branches because I was only in the Army. But the Army, that was what they were telling us. Don't swear at them. Got phased out. They said that was a bad idea. So they got rid of Shark Attack. Literally, Shark Attack was supposed to terrify you. You are supposed to get off that bus. You have this drill sergeant here yelling at you, drop your bags. You drop your bags. This drill sergeant over here is yelling at you, asking you why the fuck you just put down your bags. You have to pick back up your bags. And this drill sergeant here is telling you you're not moving fast enough. Get down and start doing push-ups. So you get down and start doing push-ups. This drill sergeant back behind you, or back behind him, comes running over, tells you to get up and start running. You get up, you start running, and the other drill sergeant's asking you where the fuck your bags are, so you go run back, grab your bags, and start running again. And then they take your bags, and they throw them all in the center, and tell you you have 3 seconds to find your bags. Impossible time hack. Because of the fact that they are going to just belittle you, just scream at you, just break you down. Nope, get rid of it. Army, this is what we made fun of the Air Force for doing. We literally got rid of, they literally got rid of their most difficult week, and we made fun of them for it, and you got rid of the scariest day of basic training. Oh my God. We are going to have such weak soldiers going up into the front lines who aren't going to know how to deal with, oh hey, there's a bunch of shouting, there's a bunch of shooting, there's a bunch of different shit that's just happening all around me, and I don't know how to mentally process. The whole point of it was to put you in such a mental frenzy that you now knew how to work under pressure. That was the point of Shark Attack. That was the whole entire point. And we just... And now they're telling drill sergeants, don't yell at the troops. So wait. None of us want to actually be doing this job, but we get told that we have to. And by being told, I mean, like, we are literally told that, oh, hey, you're going to go be cadre. You're going to go be a drill sergeant. You're going to go... And we get told that. We don't want to be doing this job. I mean, few of us do, but the majority don't. And now you're taking away the one thing we get to enjoy in it? Like, we take pleasure out of, oh, hey, look, so-and-so fucked up. I get to go scream at him. Yay me! Oh, they fucked up, and now I have to go correct them gently. Oh. Gentle words, gentle feelings, everybody. Reminds me of that episode in Last Man Standing. Great show. Like, love that show. Tim Allen is hilarious. But it reminds me of the episode where he goes to the school and the one guy goes, oh, a friend is having a feeling. And I laugh at that because I'm like, okay, Tim Allen's sort of, kind of overreacting because they're like 2-3 years old. Like, they're going to have those moments where they need to have feelings. So, like, his character kind of did overreact in my imagination, my mind. But when you're doing it with an 18-year-old where, like, all of a sudden it's like, oh, they're having a feeling. We should validate that. No. You're upset that you're getting screamed at. What do you fucking do? Guess what? You're going to get screamed at. You're going to go to a job. Literally. My job. If I did not have the military training that I should say, because that's never going to go away. The military training that I have with my supervisor, I would probably have walked off the job with the way that I was before I joined the military. Because I was very much like, you couldn't tell me anything, didn't care about rules, didn't care about being there at the right time, at the right place, until I shouldn't say I didn't care, like, I cared, but I didn't care to the extent that I care now. And the supervisor I have, there are days where he is very rough. Not a military guy, but he is very rough. We work in a steel yard. He has to be. And if it wasn't for that, I probably would not have the mental capability of handling some of the situations I've been in. Now, with that being said, about the Army and the way it's going, here's what I'm seeing happen in the next few years. Like, tops. Army is going to, once again, like they did with the stress cards, like they did with the realizing, oh wait, telling you guys not to split the troops. Bad idea. Didn't work out. That's what I see happening maybe in the next 3 years. I'll give it maybe 3 years before the Army just goes, ooh, yeah, go back to yelling, because we're not getting our point across with this whole, hey, you, come here, let's have a talk. I'm sorry, I watch a guy literally run us here and do this. I watch a guy come over with a firearm. I don't care if it's empty. Like, I just... Check. I don't care if I have a guy like that. If I have a guy coming over and he's talking and he's swinging his weapon all over the place, and it's like pointed in my direction, I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, dude, let's figure this out real quick. Let's lower that. Get a little burger grabber off the trigger. Like, let's talk about this. Let's talk about why what you're doing is a mistake." That is not how I'm reacting. That is not how I've ever reacted when I've been in those situations. No, it was literally, I'm grabbing that weapon. And I am probably going to shove it so far up where the sun don't shine that you're not going to be able to taste the difference between shit and french fries. And yes, I realize I said the sun don't shine, and that means something completely different than where I was saying I was going to shove it, but I'm going to shove it in one of those two places. Yeah. Your throat is going to become my new, footrest. Until you fix yourself. And unfortunately, we're not allowed to do that. But anyway, I'm going to use that as a threat. It's just like when I tell people I'm going to skull fuck them. It is not something that is enjoyable. It is not something that is supposed to be taken as a kink. No, it is not something that is... It literally means anyway. If I go into that, everybody's going to be like, "Oh my god, the military is so, emotionally and verbally abusive." Yes! We are! Because we literally, mentally break you down so we can rebuild you. Oh my god, why is it so fucking hard to understand? The military is not for everybody because of this situation. You have to be, mentally able to process and understand this is why this is happening. This is what they are doing. They are trying to change my mental state. Now, the one thing that I absolutely hate is that we train them all this. We train... And now I'm going to go into something completely dark and just depressing. But I had quite a few people I care about. Lost quite a few because of this. But we train you to just become this, mindless killing machine. And that's what we literally train you to be, as a machine. But we don't train you how to actually process it like a human being. We don't train you how to deal with it. We don't train you how to deal with losing a friend, a battle buddy, a brother, a sister. And I've seen it happen so many times where the army constantly will tell you, go get help if you need it. And then I've seen it happen so many times where people go to try to get help. And as soon as they do, you're going to go off to the side now. You're broken. We're going to discharge you. And in certain circumstances, is that the right thing? To discharge them? Yes. But to push them off to the side? Treat them like they're broken? That's a failure on our part. I have vets in my life who I constantly am telling, hey, if you're having a hard time, please reach out. I can't stress enough to just reach out. And I cannot stress enough to other vets that have that a brother or a sister is not doing well, reach out. Like, check in on them, talk to them. And most of the time, a lot of us know how to hide the signs. I'm sorry that I just got real quiet, but check in on each other. And to those of you who are civilians and you're struggling with those thoughts too, like, please reach out. There are people in your life that do care. You might not feel like they do, but please, there's at least one person. There's more than that, but there is at least one person in your life that cares. A very dear friend of mine just had, one of them served, and it doesn't matter that they didn't. A friend of his was suffering with it. Called him, checked in on him, knew that he wasn't doing well. Got off the phone because the guy said that he was okay. And I don't care what society says about, oh, if you go try to get help as a man, you're weak. Like, it's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. If you go and actually try to go get help. And I'm ranting about this now. I know I'm ranting about suicide. I know people don't want to talk about it. I know people don't want to think about it. They don't want to think that their brother or their sister, their cousin, their aunt, their uncle, their mom, their dad, their son, their daughter might be thinking about this. I know people don't want to think like that. Social media has numbed us to people trying to reach out because we now look at it as, oh, you're just looking for attention. And that's going to be the last subject I talk about, is the subject here, because I'm going to end on a bright note, because I know I've ended on a very dark note a few videos, and I don't like doing that to my viewers, the few I have. I know that I probably get more viewers if I made shorter videos, but there's a lot in my mind and a lot of rants I have. And I try to cover more than just one topic because I don't want to be sitting here making 5 different videos a night. And there's a lot I like to rant about. I love ranting. It's kind of my therapy is ranting. So I put it with my coworkers anyway. But anyway, the last thing I'm going to rant about is technology. First of all, everybody said that lack of information was why people were dumb when I was growing up. And I grew up before we had mass internet. We still had dial-up when I was growing up. I remember Nokia cell phones, a brick cell phone, where literally I brought that on every Valley Fair ride, which if you're not from Minnesota, you probably don't know what Valley Fair is, but you'll understand where I'm coming from when I mention this. There were a lot of water rides. Yes, speech impediment, sorry, water rides. I brought that phone on every single one of those rides. Got off, was able to call my dad. Hey, I'm done with that ride. Cool. Told me where to meet up with him. That was why I had a phone. Literally, if you ever feel really useless, that phone had a case. That case was literally to protect the cement when that phone fell. It was to protect your tire if you ran over that phone. It was made to protect everything else that came into contact with that phone. It's a joke. Don't take it literally. People are going to probably be like, "Oh man, you're so ignorant that you think that's actually what that case was for." No, it's a joke. Anyway, yeah, that's what I grew up with. It was before smartphones. We didn't have YouTube yet. I'm older than YouTube. Oh my god, I'm old. Anyway, we didn't have all that. And we kept saying that, oh, well, it's lack of information that makes people dumb. I have all the information I need right here. And so does every other American. Like, kids now have smartphones. Kids now have tablets. And whatever freaking else thing that we have now. Like, Game Boys. I don't even remember Game Boys. You would literally sit there with your friend, like, looking over his shoulder to see what he was playing, and if you guys were playing the same game, or ask him if he was sitting across from you, what game are you playing right now? Now it's a thing of everybody with these Nintendo Switches can be sitting there playing with each other over the internet. So we have all this technology now. We have all this mass information that we can just right at our fingertips. Obviously, it wasn't lack of information that made people dumb. And honestly, I think that social media has just made it worse because now people are seeing this person's opinion and that person's opinion and this person's opinion. And I know people are going to be like, well, you're just giving off your opinions. But that's the thing is, I keep saying these are my opinions. I'm not trying to get anyone to believe exactly what I believe. I disagree with that. You should not believe exactly, word for word, what I believe. You should think for yourself. Like, that's the beauty of having this, whatever God you believe in, or if you just believe in some big cosmetic boom that just happened to create everything. You know, like, you've got something up here that you can use, and people don't. They just, oh, this is what my friend says. I've got people in my life who are like that, who, oh, this is what this person said, this is what that person said. It's like, oh, why can't you just think for yourself for 3 seconds? Like, not because you read it, not because you heard it, but you went and researched something and you came up with your own conclusion. But no, people just go to social media and they go, hey, I've got a question about this. And I see it all the time on my Norse pagan pages where people will post, like, I've got a question, what does this actually mean? And there's 12 different people saying, oh no, this person's wrong. This is actually what it means. It's like, it's open to interpretation. A lot of it is open to interpretation. Like, even, like, I grew up very, I don't want to say the word Bible thumper, but I grew up in the Bible realm. And I believe even the Bible there are points where it's open to interpretation. I believe that there is a lot of black and white, but there are areas where it's like, yeah, that's what that means for you. Those are your convictions. That's great. And I've got some great Christian friends. Great ones. And very much that this is what my conviction is, and I don't try to push it on anybody. When I was practicing that, got out of what I was raised in, that's how I very much became, was, hey, this is what my conviction is. And literally I had a friend of mine tell me I wasn't going to agree with his decisions, and I asked him, why do you say that? Well, because you're Christian. And I was like, well, that's my conviction. That's my personal. I don't do that because I believe it's not what is best, but that is what has been put on me. That doesn't necessarily work for you. And people who, like, and I've seen it on both sides. I've seen it with Christians, I've seen it with atheists, I've seen it with pagans, I've seen it with everybody. Yeah, where they're like, oh, I'm going to judge you because of this that you have in your life that you've decided to live that way. Like, for the longest time, I didn't smoke. And it wasn't because I believed that, oh, I was going to go to hell if I smoked a cigarette or if I smoked on a vape. No, it was a thing of, I didn't do it because I just felt like it wasn't right for me. Being in some of the situations I was in after I started smoking, I was just like, oh, yes, nicotine. Drinking was another one. I didn't do it now because I didn't believe it was not believe. Not because I believed I was going to go to hell if I had a beer or shot or what have you, a mixed drink. It was literally a thing of, I don't think that's right for me. And to this day, I have a drink every now and then. I have very specific rules on what I will and will not do. Such as if I go out to dinner and I drove myself and I don't have someone driving with who's not drinking, I will not have a drink. I'll drink a Mountain Dew, I'll drink a Pepsi, I'll drink a Coke, I'll drink a Dr. Pepper. I won't have any alcohol. Because of the fact that I'm driving myself and I'm not going to put myself in a situation where it could end badly for someone else. That is my personal conviction. I'm against drunk driving, but I'm not against people who, there are people who have a much higher tolerance who are like, oh, I can have a beer and eat dinner and be good. I probably can. I don't know. I don't want to find out the wrong way. That's mine. I'm not going to sit there with Tom, Dick, and Harry and see that all three of them are having a beer and a burger and they all drove themselves. And I'm not going to look at the three of them and be like, oh, hold up. No, you guys can't be drinking that one beer or that one mixed drink. No, I'm going to sit there and be like, you know what? Their life is theirs. They're going to live with whatever consequences come of it or no consequences come of it. Maybe no consequences do. Great. And we've gotten so far from that. And again, I blame a lot of it on social media because it's like a thing of we can go on the internet and we can say whatever we want and not to worry about. You have no idea some of the things that have been said on the internet that not even to me, but that I've read other people say to other people. I'm like, oh, if I said that before the internet was a thing, I would have gotten my mouth punched in. And I did a couple of times. Also punched in other people's mouths, but that's beside the point. It's like, and it just sits there, it's like, we lost touch with how to treat each other as humans. We have lost touch with humanity. We are literally getting dumbed down by these, people call them smartphones, I call them dumb phones, because we are literally getting dumbed down because literally, like, I sat there at dinner one night with some friends, and I'm looking over, and all of them, we want to talk about, like, what's going on lately, like, the weather. Let's at least talk about that. It's Minnesota. We've got a shit ton of snow. We're going to be getting a shit ton more. It's going to get very fucking cold this weekend. There's got to be something we can talk about that. With that. Come on. Throw me a bone. let's just start treating each other like we're humans again, instead of treating each other like we're all just freaking machines. But anyway, that's my rant for this evening. I'm going to try to begin back into doing a video a week, Friday nights. So, haven't had a lot of time because I moved in to this house here from another place I was living at. I had a bunch of crap going on personally, so I haven't had a lot of time to make these videos. I miss making these videos. I miss the few viewers who watched them. I've gotten positive feedback from, because most of the people who watch these are actually people I know, and they just like sit there and they're like, hey, I agree with you on this, or I disagree with you on that. It's like, well, can you please just share my videos? Like, come on. I would love to actually have people who are like commenting in the comment bar what it's meant for, about, hey, this is what I agree with, this is what I disagree with you on. And I know I've said before that I'm going to bash you for disagreeing with me. That is not true. I say that as a joke. I'm not going to bash on you. I will, however, say this is why I believe what I believe, and I will give you more details on why I said what I said. And if you can, like, give me sources for why you believe what you believe, you might actually open my mind. I love having discussions with people that I disagree with, as long as we are having it in a polite, adult manner. Once name calling gets thrown in there or swearing gets thrown in there, like, I know I swear, I know it's a human thing, but there's a way about doing it that's still considered, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not professional. Don't want to say politely because swearing's not really polite, but can't think of the word I'm looking for, so I'm going to say politely. There's a polite way to do it. Can't think of the word. Sorry. Having a homeschool moment with English. Yeah. I remember when schools used to be safe. I know I'm going to go on to a different rant now, because I literally just found out about high school principal in the next town over from where I live. I'm not going to say the town because then people figure out, like, oh, well, this is the town you live in. And yeah, I'm going to make enemies, and I'm just trying not to dox myself. I think that's the word I'm looking for, dox. But I don't even know anymore. There's a bunch of these new phrases. It's like, dude, I'm 31. I don't care. But I think that's the new phrase, is doxing. Anyway, literally, and you're probably going to figure out where it is anyway, because I just said high school teacher molested students. Like, come on, guy. School used to be safe. And I was telling people, like, growing up, we never heard about that kind of stuff. Like, it existed, but we hardly ever heard about it. And now it's like every time I turn on the TV, this person did this, that person did that. And it's like, I remember when this was rare. Like, I remember when you heard of somebody getting shot, you were like, just like, wow, that happened. And normally it happened at night. And now it's like, somebody got shot during the day at a supermarket. It's like, and people just like, oh, another shooting. Like, that's what we've gotten to. We are just so numb to it. But, and I still quote the Bible and everything, and the Bible promised that that's what was going to happen. So, like, I believe there's a lot of truth. And here's the thing, like, people get very confused with this very easily with me, because I am a very confusing person. I am a walking contradiction, and I know it. Because I still quote the Bible and all that, and I still believe in that deity. I don't believe that he's the only deity. I don't believe that he's the sole deity. Like, I believe there are other realms than just heaven, hell, my 9 realms. Hindus, like, I believe there's a lot of different paths to choose. But anyway, yeah, in the Bible it does warn, and this is why I believe it is a sound doctrine, that this kind of thing was going to happen. They were no longer going to be afraid to do it in the dark. They would start doing it in the light. Well, if you're going to take that in a literal sense, they're going to stop doing it at night, and they're going to start doing it in the day. But, and yeah, I know I just ended on a very dark note. Again. Yeah. Just be kind to one another. Watch each other's backs. It literally takes, like, it literally takes 3 seconds. And this is to you men, like actual men. It takes 3 seconds when you're at a bar, or at a restaurant, or at a store, and you see a woman leave. You don't need to follow her to freak her out. What I do is I literally, okay, I'm going to go out for a cigarette. Or get some fresh air. Stand outside, gets to their car, drives off. Okay. No one was following them. I'm back inside. How have we lost that? Like, anyway, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share, comment. Treat each other with respect.